Hi everyone. Um, Here we are. It's another Friday. Today I was told that the Elohim will be coming through once again, but we're gonna do a bit more of conversation, something a bit more happy, like on a happier note. So let's see how that goes. And I'm gonna connect with the Elohim and Master Guide Oliver to kind of guide along the conversation of what the Elohim want to talk about with everyone. So, yeah, let's begin. So, as we connect with you, this is the Elohim. We are going to bring through many guides who allow the information that is most needed for the entire session with all the people who will be involved in the live session and in the watching of the video recording. In the beginning, there was happiness and joy. Something must have changed. In the beginning, there was understanding and love. And something must have blocked that. So, in order to get back to the original you, something must be unblocked, something must change back. Now, what is that has changed or blocked? With the Elohim and Master Guide Oliver, we are going to have a conversation on happiness and how to feel genuinely happy. So let's begin. It's the pressure and the forcing rather than allowing. So in the beginning, when you're a child, there is no pressure. There is no forcing. There was just allowing, a playfulness, lots of leisure time to hang out with friends and family, and the allowing of joyfulness. Everything was provided, everything was given. And the joyfulness was there, and it was present, and it was freely given. Let's get back to that state of mind. The joyfulness that people experience when they're kids is free. In order to achieve those kind of states of joyfulness, it has to be allowed. And fear blocks allowing of joyfulness. So over time, children learn fear. They learn about fear. And it is the only thing that is stopping joyfulness from becoming you again. Freeing the joyfulness is allowing and feeling the freeness of love. The joyfulness that people experience as children can manifest easily in any person if they just allow it. Something must have happened in order for joyfulness to stop free flowing. And it's always fear. Fear of some unknown thing. Kids are taught fear or through experience acquire fearfulness. Fear is the number one killer of joy. The question now begins to surface. How to dissolve fear. Let's talk about that in a more joyful way. Opening your hearts to the truth is the key to this channel. So let's allow the heart to open to the truth rather than forcing anything at all, because then that would defeat the purpose now, wouldn't it? Yourselves, who you truly are on the inside, or the deepest part of you, or the highest part of you, is joyful. At the lowest, you are unforgiven. Joyfulness brings a buildup of allowing. So it's your fault, it's my fault, it's nobody's fault, is what comes up to clear. You are to allow. At the lowest vibrational frequency that a person might have, it's unforgiveness. It's suicidal thought. At the highest part of you, it's allowing and forgiveness. Not necessarily in the way that you know forgiveness, but it's more the idea that you are not to be blamed for any wrongdoing. You are to allow. People may feel threatened by this. That's exactly what fear does. It feels threatened. Fear is the illusion that you are not allowed something. It is the very core belief that you may have inside of you I'm not allowed. And that blocks and when you block, the fear will let you know what it is you're not allowing yourselves to have. So whatever comes to your mind now is the very vibration of thought that might fear allowing. When you jump ahead, when you skip a step of the process, you missed out on something. So let's go back for a minute and see how we feel about joyfulness and allowing joyfulness. Falling or hurting yourself as a child taught you to slow down. It taught you to grip better with your shoes. It taught you to lean forward a little bit more. You cannot learn without making mistakes. But love is the complete allowing. The more you allow, the more love flows, and the more you feel free and happy. Soon, falling became a thing of the past. As a child, you fell only so many times before you learned to walk and run. So, how to overcome fear without having us or ourselves stop walking or running altogether. No one should ever have the right to block you from trying, from loving yourself. And when you're not allowed to love yourself, you eventually stop trying. Many people have fear about irrational things. Let's talk about the happiness, the joyfulness from overcoming fear. First, you must know that fear is the opposite of joyfulness. You're not allowing something. When you can allow something, to manifest in the way it was intended from your highest source of love and the highest source of self, it was because there was no resistance. When you feel afraid, there is resistance. Resistance blocks love, because love is the very allowing of all things. And so you are no longer vibrating at the frequency of love because you are not allowing. If love is the allowing of all things, you cannot love unless you allow. And so if you want to vibrate at the frequency of love, you must allow. Elohim, we ask for love and allow. Sometimes Mary Magdalene wants to come through, and we are going to allow. I would like to speak to starseeds who are experiencing doubt and hurt and genuine disdain in the area of self-love. I want to speak to starseeds who are waiting for the information that is at a much higher vibrational rate than what you understand your peers to be. Your peers, or the people around you, do not have the answers unless, and this is the true, genuine observation, the one true, genuine observation you can make on the person's spiritual truth. Are you happy? Are they happy? Only follow your own joyfulness. Only allow those people in your life who make you happy, and only follow your own personal bliss. Other people's joyfulness is their soul's path or journey. It might not be yours. You are a master of love, and earth is a challenging place. You've come here to learn yourself into the vibrational frequency of joyfulness and love here. You've come here to learn how to be happy here. Love is a joyful experience. Love needs not take away. Love needs not judge or stereotype or muster the evidence for something to support it to be true. There is no greater joy than love. And when you love to do something, or when you love to talk about something, it shows. When you feel the most joy coming out of you on a subject, it shows. When you're excited and looking forward to something, it shows because you feel it. And feelings are always more important. Now follow this if you want to improve the quality of your life. Feelings will always be more important. How you feel than what your mind is saying, than what your thoughts are telling you. How you feel is always more important. More important. And that's a scary thought for so many of you. That's why I want to address it to the people of earth, because so many are suffering needlessly. There must be an understanding of love being allowed for yourself. And how you feel is the most important. At the core of who you are, if you want to get in touch with your spiritual self, as you might call it, the higher self, is love. And it's infinite. There is no end to it. You are an infinite source of love. And that never changes. From lifetime to lifetime, it never ends. This is why you come, because you are an infinite source of power, love, understanding. How can I feel happy here? How can I feel happy here? Is the question you come to answer for yourself. Let no one tell you where your happiness lies. Let no one can feel your own. You yourself can feel the feelings. No one can tell you who you are. And at the core of who you are all the same. And the expression just takes a different turn because you are a creative being. So creating through happiness is super important. And when you talk about something that makes you happy, wouldn't that be worth exploring? Wouldn't that be worth taking a look at? Asking the very question of what makes me happy what makes me happy as a person? Who am I when I'm happy? How happy do I feel when I do this? How happy do I feel when I do that? How happy do I feel when my physical needs are fulfilled? And that's key. Physical needs must be fulfilled. Because if they're not, you will have resistance. And when you have resistance, there's a lack of allowing. And there's nothing you can do about that. When you're hungry or tired, nothing else matters but those physical needs being fulfilled. And so many of you have troubles with this. So put how you feel on top of the list of priority and do that more and more. And the higher you go, the more happy you will feel in terms of I honor my feelings more than what somebody else wants of me, and how I feel about this project or person or event is more important then the very expectation of accomplishing that very thing or bringing yourself to there. So before you move in on anything, ask yourselves, how do I feel about this person? How do I feel about this event? And make your decisions based out of honoring how you feel as much as possible, so that you do not understand that not allowing love paves way to suffering. Suffering is the very lack of allowing the love. Okay. Genuine happiness is felt, and that is a truth. So there is so much talk about knowing your truth, and people have no idea what that even means. So here is the core of what that means. When you feel a certain way, there's no denying it. When you're angry, when you're sad, when you're depressed, when you're, give any emotion a name. When you feel excited, when you feel happy, when you feel like you're on top of the world, that paves way for bigger things. Follow your joy, follow your bliss. What does that mean for me? How important is my happiness? And that's the core issue of this entire channel. How important is your own happiness compared to other things? Money. Let's bring down money and put on top happiness. Why do we put money above our own happiness? Because you have to survive. That's a fear. When you're happy, it's because you're allowing love. We are the Elohim. When you design your life around happiness, things change. You no longer answer to poverty or the system. So finding a way to feel happy and making that a priority in your life is essential. No one has the right, no one has the right to tell you that your happiness is less important. Your genuine happiness is the essence of who you are. Show me happiness, Elohim. We challenge everyone to do the same, to ask, how many times do I pass up on my own happiness throughout the day? How many times do I pass up on opportunities to feel genuinely happy? And what if that evolved into something greater than what you know? What if it created something? Because you are a creative being and you are energetic first. So if you just followed your own bliss, would that eventually gain a momentum of action through joyfulness and create something bigger than yourself so that you can provide joyfulness, that you can provide joyfulness for others, and maybe that's something that you can build on that would then take care of you financially? Would that joy then have its own momentum because of its nature? The allowing of joy, the more you allow, the more you allow, the more you allow of joy to enter. Would that then be worth your time and the money? Or would that be preferable over some mundane thing that only brings you down? To do your to-do list? What if you today sat down and asked, what would make me happy? And then acted on the feeling of happiness that might come? What if you tried this and didn't give up? What if you tried this until you got it? What if you tried this like when you were a child? What you liked was what you liked, and what made you happy is what made you happy. And that was that. What if children were allowed to follow their bliss and happiness far into their older years? Do you think that the world would be a different place? Is that something to speak of and encourage so that this world can change for the better? So that we can all co-create a better world, more opportunities for our bliss, to be experienced rather than anything else? Would you be that person? And the answer is yes. Now let's take things on a more practical level. Master Guide Oliver, when you come back down from the channel, it'll feel fuzzy. Now, that's not just you. The viewers will also forget. So let's put something in their minds that will help them remember. When you look at yourself in the mirror, are you happy? And every time you look in the mirror, what would make me happy is the question you should ask. The Elohim. I ask for love and happiness for all my viewers and for myself, of course. And let that be an energetic receiving of that which is for your highest and best. Now, you are loved, you are loved, you are loved. Let there be an allowing of love and feel it. If you can't feel it, it's not real. If you can't feel the happiness, it's not real. If your mind starts feeding you garbage, this will make you happy, and this will make you happy, and this will make you happy, and you don't actually feel the happiness when you get there, it was never real. It was just a thought. The key is to feel that happiness upon receiving the thought. If the thought itself is not feeling happy, the thought itself is not matching the vibrational frequency of the happiness itself. And so you cannot follow that thought and expect yourself to feel happy. When you find a thought that makes you excited and happy as F, you best believe that when you go and do that thing, it will make you the happiest. What would make me the happiest? And let that be. Because allowing paves way to love. We are the Elohim with Master Guide Oliver and Mary Magdalene. Write to me. Write to me. Write me on my Instagram. Write me on my email, on my website. Write me below about your happiness and what you feel. Write me as much as possible. I want to know it all. Goodbye, everyone, and thank you for being here with me. Starseeds are important. Do not forget to thank yourselves for being here with us. You're all together. Don't forget. Amen. We are the Elohim. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for watching.